Hey, how is it going, everybody? There's been a lot of talk about Samsung One UI 7, the update, arriving late on the S24 Ultra, and the comments have been full of people, and I'm talking about the comments on my videos, and I'm seeing a lot of it on other social media platforms. People are saying that we should not hold Samsung to the same standard as Apple. Now, for the longest time, I had no idea that Apple was even the standard in updates. If you're an old school Android user, you know that Pixel, the Google Pixel, the Google Nexus, that was the gold standard right there when it came to the updates. That's what people talked about. But somehow over the years, Apple has gotten this reputation of, and the reason they have the reputation of updating their devices and on a very timely manner is when they update one, they update them all. I have an iPhone 11 in this house right now running iOS 18.3.1. And I'm like, okay, and that's cool. And I understand there's a difference between Samsung and there's a difference between Apple. But there's a lot of people out there, whether you want to call them Samsung apologists or whatever, they're just Samsung fans, right? They don't want to hear anything bad about Samsung. And, I love Samsung phones, just probably more than the average person. I use my Galaxy for everything. But the thing is, there's nothing wrong with look, I hold iPhone to the same standard that I hold Samsung. Yeah, we can arrange our icons, but it's not enough. I want a 5x5 grid. That right there, I'm using it. I'm doing what I got to do with it. But I want a 5x5 grid, and I want to be able to do stuff like this. I'm going to hold Apple to this standard. I don't care what anybody says. And when it comes to updates, I'm going to hold Samsung to the Apple standard. And if you're doing the same thing, that's not a big deal. Because listen, people, we're spending $1,200 on these devices, on these phones. Let's be straight up. Their S24 Ultra is a $1,200 device. And there's no reason that it shouldn't be running. And let's don't mince words here. It should be running Android 15. All right. I know everyone keeps talking about One UI 7. Let's call it for what it is. Android 15 has not arrived to this $1,200 phone, and Android 15 has been out for a while. Meanwhile, you get like these old iPhone. This isn't an old iPhone, but you get an old iPhone, and it's running the latest and greatest iOS version, the latest and greatest iOS update. So in the comments, once again, let me know what you all think about what I'm talking about here. Is it fair to hold Samsung to the same standard that we hold Apple? Because let me tell you what, I hold all of these phones, Pixel, Samsung, Apple, Motorola, I don't care what it is. I hold it to one standard, and that's the gold standard across the board. All right, everybody. Bye.